Let me see. I want to start from the initial beginning when I met a man called Pity. He made his home in a small town with a beach resort and a cocktail bar for his crown. I need to say thanks also to all the people who made this wandering star shine like a jewel. So thanks to the poles, the rabbit and the hare, who planted the seed which took root in my hair. I am the tortoise, my hump is the guitar, which soundly carries me distantly far. And of course my best friends Guido and Natalie, who gave me a pat on the back with their charity. But really, Pity, you made a t-shirt with a painted course like an ancient cave art to imagine me to the source. All the way from Beach Point through 5 different countries, come rain or sun, with the guitar to strum. The tortoise always finds a way, even if the tire exploded. 35 kilometres down the road I felt retarded. The rented bike they offered to replace, but I knew the destiny of this one carrying a 40-kilo weight. So we exchanged wheels and the journey started proper, with Pity providing all my material needs to prevent me becoming a cropper. My sponsors whose souls I carry on my mind, driving me on like a river flowing me through time. What I achieve is what we achieve together in constant touch, no matter how far apart we detach. And it wasn't long before I reached Barcelona, wondering where my next plectrum would be coming from. But I reached the boat in time to spend a 20-hour cruise in the Med with a swimming pool on deck. And thus I reached Rome, where the hare I had already engaged 4 days earlier on a fold-up bike minus the baggage. Yes, he flew 200 kilometres daily, being it like the bike was in some kind of rally. But he would have missed the people's generosity on the street, whilst the tortoise rambles on his plates of meat. No mountain to bulk, I hit the heights, through sunflower maze and abundance of wild fruit with minor delays. Those Italians taking me under their arms. Free food and coffee as I reached Ancona's charms. And so, at Ancona, I was a confident muse, purchasing my ticket with Croatia in view. Oh no, they said, you are not leaving. Your passport has expired and you must stay in Schengen. Schengen, I said? What is that? Sounds like a school trip from a Euro Prat. But true to word and rules are rules, and so I figured that the tortoise need open his special bag of tools. I flew the landscape to Venice in 3 days with a draft behind me sweeping 450 Ks. It was like my spirit master, the turtle from the future, led, because this land was so low it would one day form the seabed. Yep, I got cocky on that ferry, thinking I would catch up the hare who had the wits to travel instead from Zadar. And so we made 2 paths. My destination Poland, I through the Alps and he through the Slovaks. And he burned the place like the end of the world was nigh, whilst I plodded to the generosity of the mighty high. Yes, every tree and shrub gave up its gift to me to help me on my way either by apple, plum or berry. And those delicious apricots got sent and free on the fringes of the land to slow me down to a breeze. But my stories and music I carried like a greeting, which also paid the way if only but fleetingly. Coffees and beers to satisfy my thirst. What I really preferred was good food to digest. But I wouldn't complain as I tinkled my charms to let out a string of notes that would save me from harm. I wound through the mountains on this fold-up bike with 20-inch wheels. What am I like? But it's power, you see, that draws me on and ever. Not so much muscular, but mind over matter. Yes, the bananas and avocado improved my state, as did the fermented bread and kefir that gave wind to my gait. Whoosh! I went like a travelling hurricane, following the going where the river was flowing. And all those lasses I met on the way, shame my hammock wasn't double to invite them to stay. But sometimes all that glitters is traveller's gold, only in this case, it was a coffee percolator I found on the side of the road. But my wheels would wobble to the radial strain and lose its spokes when coming down the mountain. It was Gratz that gave me new wings to my guitar in Vienna that romantically restored me by far. Oh, how I rested in my city of the century like a desert island displaying Hans Zimmer's timeless remedy. And I was treated like a god with food and gifts bestowed upon me in preparation for my quantum shift. It had been sunny almost daily, but now the winds were changing as I began to enter Chechnya. And then it rained, but my guardian angels had already ensured that I was equipped to mooch into the glorious future. And I did, for now my coinage was worth much more, even if I made little busking like a steely-eyed jackdaw, as I passed through summer festivals dancing with crazy energy, like where do I come from, you ecstatic tree? Poland beckoned, hooray, the land of my destiny with cakes to the dozen filing my testimony, and for my next great stop, Krakow, in which I found following my nose on my spiritual mound, where churches were beautified in the image of the saints. This was the land of the suffering where the Jewish prisoners were sent. The Second World War started here and it left its stamp, a scar on the landscape where the Nazis built concentration camps. Yes, I found a place of solace and made me a fire, where the breeze lifted the flames high enough to warm my attire. So peaceful I'd lain, I didn't want to move, but hell, I visited the areas where all the things had dwelled. And I continued through woodland over gentle sloping hills, passing through orchards with luscious sweet apples, until I reached Warsaw, where the Jewish Museum gave me thrills to learn about the history of the plight of these peoples. On, and a headwind through rain come howl without any let up on this Polish growl, and with everything still intact, Gdansk in my sight, I walked through the street like a bronzen light. Not far now. One last coffee, I pushed the last 20 kilometers to reach the Baltic Sea, and there I bathed in the blue descending dusk and discarded my talking boots with a votive thrust. So who to thank? I thank you all, the Vannies, Victorias, the Valerios and Cleros. I know there's a lot more, like the Jans, the Sonias, the Monikas and Juans, and Christinkas, Stefans. And if my memory serves me right, Matthias, Martina, Master Huknia, the Nicoles and the Dolores, and finally, but not in this order, the Barbaras, the Bissarts, and the beasts of the woods, and the hammock, the wood.